Ian from Lee Media. Today I'm going to show you how to save time assigning a new ISBN to the second edition of a book in Bowker. If this video helps, please take a moment to like it and follow me. Let's get started. So I've been using Bowker for more than 10 years. I actually don't really like this whole setup at all, and I'm going to be saying a couple things about Bowker that I don't like. But one thing that I do like about Bowker is it's relatively easy when you're creating a new edition of an old book to basically copy most of the information over to a new record when you're assigning the ISBN. And let me explain what I'm doing. So here I am in Bowker. You want to be clicking My Identifiers. These are for ISBNs you've already reserved in the Bowker system. They're overpriced, they're expensive. This web form is really hard to use, and there's lots of problems with it. There was actually a huge security breach a couple years ago. But the one thing that they did right is adding this clone feature right here, which basically means you can clone over, you can copy over most of the data from the first edition of a book to the second edition of a book, and then you just have to make a couple other changes in the form. So it's a huge time saver. You don't have to be copying and pasting constantly from a text file or a spreadsheet or a database or whatever. So let's get going on that. What I'm going to be doing is this particular book, Social Security in 30 Minutes, Volume 1, I'm creating a new edition of this book. So it will still be Volume 1, but it will be edition 2 or second edition. It's a revised edition. So the first thing I'm going to do is, this is, by the way, this is the old ISBN for the book that was published in 2019. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be cloning the metadata for this book to a new ISBN. So I'm going to select clone to here. I have hundreds of empty ISBNs that I can use, so I'm just going to take the first one. I don't care what the number is. I'm just going to clone it to here, and I'm going to get started. One thing you should always do when you're working with Bowker is just make sure that you're saving the ISBN you're working with, because honestly, this web form, it's not that great. Sometimes it breaks, sometimes stuff happens. So what I'm doing is I'm pasting in the ISBN, the new ISBN for the second edition. You can see I've already done it for the paperback edition and for the ebook as well. So this is the hardback edition. One thing you need to remind publishers out there, it's one ISBN per format. So I have 3 different formats for this book: paperback, hardcover, and ebook. So I have 3 different ISBNs for this. And that's basically where we are right now. Now, this is the second edition of an existing book. It's really important once you come to the first page here to click this thing here. Click to expand volume and edition form. This is really critical. You don't want to mess this up because this information is basically shared with other providers in the book ecosystem, including Amazon and Ingram, which are kind of the 2 of the biggest players here. So title, volume, number, type. So it is a volumed edition, and this is volume 1. Total volume, number, type. Volumes. So there's two volumes total. The first one is about Social Security retirement benefits. The second one is about disability benefits. So I do that, and then this is really critical. Edition number. So it's not the first edition, it's the second edition. And then you select how it's what you want to kind of refer to. And this is revised because, as you may know, if you're saving for Social Security, there's updates every year. So this is the revised edition. This is one other thing I always do, the previous edition's ISBN. I fill that in. So I have a spreadsheet actually with that information. So it is, let's see if I can find it here. So the hardback ISBN is this number right here. So I'm going to copy that over, paste that in, and I'm just going to delete these dashes. I hope they accept that. Okay. Now, one other thing I'm going to be doing later on actually is going into the original record for this, for the previous edition. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this new number for the second edition and basically plug it into here, the new edition's ISBN. Of course, I'm not going to do that for this particular second edition already because it only has a previous edition. There is no new edition. This is it right here. So here is the subtitle. This stays exactly the same. I'm not going to change that. For the describe your book, I could do a little update here, like update it for 2024 or whatever. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. Original publication date, so this was published originally in 2019. The current language, I always do that, is English. Now, this is another problem with Bowker's form. You choose the copyright year. So this is going to be published next year. And it's actually, I'm still working on the editorial part of it. But I cannot choose next year. So I have to just choose the latest year, the current year. And then I'll go into the form next year and basically update this to 2024. Library of Congress control number, I do use these. I haven't assigned, it hasn't been assigned yet, so I'll have to come back and do that as well. One other thing about the cover, I don't have anything available right now, but later on I will, once the designer finishes the work, I will update the cover. Next, contributors. No change to this. What I might do actually is reach out to Emily and ask her if there's anything she'd like to change in this bio. And by the way, not only will I use that in Bowker, I can also use that in other marketing that I'm doing for this book, as well as on the Amazon detail page. So I'm just going to keep that as it is right now, and then click Next Format and Size. So this is important. Just as the assigning the edition, you have to also assign the medium and the format. Let me show you what I mean. So it's a print edition of the book. Format, you must choose this. It's hardback. Same thing as hardcover. Earlier, when I was working on this book, I did a paperback edition and an ebook, and those were different settings for here. But this is all set for the hardback. They have all these weird formats in here too. I'm not going to get into that, and I'm just going to go down, and then the weight. It's less than a pound. Let me see if I have that here actually. Oh yeah, I do have the shipping weight. So I think the hardcover is going to be about 11.5 ounces. So what I'm going to do is just put 12 ounces units. Oh, you can't do that. All right, so I have to choose pounds. You can't choose ounces. Number of pages, 102. Number of illustrations, I don't have that exactly right, but it's going to be about 20, including stock photography and some charts that we have. Size units, so this is in inches, and the length is 9 by 6 by about, I think, 0.35 inches tall. This is important, subjects and genres. Social Security doesn't have its own genre, but it is a subcategory of a subcategory within business. So it's business, personal finance, Social Security, or retirement planning. So I'm going to choose business there. Second genre is a reference title. Okay. And then next, sales and pricing. All right, so this is important. Publication date, you can set this up in the future. So it's March 31st, tentatively. I may change that to 2024. Forthcoming, it hasn't been released yet. And then there's all this other information. And to be honest with you, I'm an independent publisher. I'm not a big shot. I've done some short run in the past, but nowadays it's all print on demand. If I was a bigger publisher, I might be using all this other information about final return dates and title ship date and stuff like that. For me, it's not relevant, so I'm going to skip it. Is this title returnable? And you may think that it's unusual to say no if you're an experienced publisher, but I just don't do it. I don't have a distributor. I don't like dealing with returns. It's caused me big problems in the past, so I don't do that. And then set the pricing. So this is important. This book is only available in the United States, by the way, because of Social Security. In other countries, they use different systems. So the dollar amount for the hardcover is $22.99. Price availability is not yet available. So later on, I'll come in and update all this information. Currency, US dollars. Price type, I always choose retail, but you can see there's other options there. Net, invoice, price record, school price, etc. So I just do retail. And then distributor, as I said, I don't have a distributor. If I did, I would have it in this drop-down menu. And then I am done with this price data. And then I'm done with the United States market. I'm just going to click Submit. Now, if there's a problem, you'll get a little pop-up that says there's a problem, and it'll tell you what you need to do. This looks okay, so I have it. I have my ISBN. I've saved it to this particular text file that I use, and I also have this spreadsheet that I use as well, so I'll create a new record for that later on. But basically, that's how you create a new record in Bowker, basically using the clone function for a new edition of an older book. If this video helped, please take a moment to like it and follow me. If you go to leanmedia.org, that's my official website, click on blog, and then you'll see tons of essays and videos and whatnot for stuff related to publishing on Amazon, using other sorts of e-commerce services. And if it helps out, check it out. And I hope you can also like this video and follow me for future videos. Thank you so much for watching.